Events to me are arguably one of the most important parts of a marketing strategy. I just think it's like the icing on the cake. It's that final, like, this was great. Like, it's like, you know how some people have like coffee with dessert? I hate coffee, but it's like that topper. It's like, ooh, this is amazing. All right, everybody, good night. Right? Like, I think events are amazing because they bring the brand to life. They take things off of a screen, off of a page, off of, it takes like the products and it brings it to life. Like you can create an entire experience wonderland of like post-it. Like a post-it event could be incredible, right? Like you literally can, and I think it touches the consumer in a very different way. I also think that after going through the pandemic, I think people do value in-person interactions a lot more. I also think people are very selective about where they go as well. So it's a big opportunity to really hone in on what makes the brand special. Excuse me, and not just like me hammering into on social media, just a targeted space. um, I love experiential. I think there's so many more brands should be investing in it. It's one of our favorite things as a company. I think we really shine in the experiential realm, and it can make a big difference for a brand. I think like um, on the artist side, especially, I think we've been pretty consistent with those. But one thing I like is like, for example, R&B star Coco Jones. She's an artist who signed to Def Jam. Um, when they came to us, she was putting out her debut EP, right? And she wanted to do something fun in Atlanta, very day party-ish, get, brunch-ish, get, the who's who of Atlanta in the room. I remember talking to the artist like a couple of days before, and I don't know, she seemed kind of like, "Are people gonna come out?" Like, and I was like, "Oh, watch this." It was like, "Oh, don't worry about that." And the room was flooded, like ceiling to floor, wall to wall. Like, we could barely get her into the venue. That's how excited people were for her. And so it wasn't just like the event, it was also how the event was covered. Like, we got picked up by so many blogs. We did have the right people in the room. People were upset they couldn't get into their room. Like, you create kind of this pandemonium, and then we tailored the event very much to her marketing team in-house, the label, their strategy for the project. Like, we made sure the core elements were very specific, tailored to her, the menu, the drink menu, everything, like who we chose as talent, DJs, hosts, like it all really came together, and I think in a combination with us, and it was so close to release as well. So strategic, right? Like between what we were able to put together and what her label was able to do, she went number 1. Debut EP, R&B chart number 1, that doesn't happen a lot of times. And she's still on fire right now, right? And so I think, again, when you're first talking to a brand, in general, you're like, "Oh, let's do an event." And they're kinda like, "Okay, we're about to spend all this money, da, da, da." And I'm like, "But the dividends that happen beyond the event is crazy." To me, an event is way more powerful than the best ads plan, the best pretty social media strategy. Like, it really brings it all to life in a way that it just it's just different. And I say that as someone who loves social strategy, right? But I love more than that, I love bringing people together in a room. I think there's nothing like it. And marketing is really about people. And so if you can pull on their heartstrings in a real way in a sea of just digital, mostly for the most brands, I think you've taken it up a notch. And like, I think the people that were in the room, I think the people that didn't make it into the room, and people that were just watching on through social media, I still see them talking about her, right? I still see them excited when she drops something, when she does something. So that's where I fall with events. I think I could go on all day, but I won't. But I think that events are really the hidden weapon of marketing. Like experiential is that girl.